Hey everyone, today's video I'm going to make from my backyard. Um, there's a little noise from the air, but not my birds. And today I wanted to talk about budgeting and inflation. So, with inflation, everything's going up: gas, food, restaurants. I mean, everything has went up, and it's not been sudden. It's been gradual. Gas has been up for a while. Restaurants have been going up since the pandemic started, and food has recently been going up pretty good bit, and that's generally what gets everybody in an uproar. Well, here in my area, we just had the electric company was bought out by another larger electric company, and there's a big uproar about it because they imposed huge hikes, and people have gotten their first electric bill. Some people's bills are doubled or tripled, and it's and there's when someone has a monopoly on you, there's really nothing you can do about it. So, so what I want to talk about is my budget and what I've been doing to try to mitigate the inflation. One thing that I did a while back when gas started going up really high is I changed my work week. I don't work 5 days a week anymore. I only work 3 days a week. And my last job, they wouldn't go for that. They said, no, we can't cut down on your days. So I quit that job, got a better job doing what I really like to do. And I even have an assistant, and I really like it 10 times better. 3 days a week. I don't have to drive over there to Pensacola 2 extra days a week. I've cut back on my running around. I generally, on my days off, I don't really go anywhere. I've cut back on trips to the grocery store. This month I've been to the grocery store twice, and I used to go 2 to 3 times a week. Two things it saves on gas, and the other thing it saves on is stuff that I buy on impulse, because I used to go to the store 2 or 3 times a week to get fruits and vegetables and stuff, and I would always get something extra. There was always something extra, even if it was an apple, but usually it wasn't something that nutritious. And then I got into my budget, and I decided to cut back on some expenses in my budget. I cut back on the expense for gas. Traditionally, over the last 3 years, my gas budget was about $150 a month, and I've cut that back to $100. And the reason that I can do that, even though the price of gas went up, is that I take fewer trips back and forth to work, to the grocery store. I don't just randomly get in the car and go places, so it has the gas bill has gone down. As far as food, taking fewer trips to the grocery store has made it a lot less expensive. I don't eat out. The only food that I eat that isn't, in my house in the budget is when I'm at work. If I don't take my lunch and I buy something in the cafeteria there, usually it's not that expensive, so it's actually less expensive than either getting it at the grocery store or buying it at fast food. I don't do fast food anymore. I can't even tell you the last time I ate at a restaurant or went to a place that had fast food. The closest I've come to that is buying prepared foods at the grocery store, like a pizza or those frozen dinners. That kind of stuff adds up. It's really expensive when you figure out how much it costs to, if you were to make it yourself in bulk. I'm speaking of in bulk. If I took all of the ingredients of one of those frozen dinners and made it myself, of course it would be more expensive than just buying the frozen dinner. But if you buy the ingredients in bulk and then make it in bulk, then it turns out to be a lot less expensive than what they're selling it for. So for me, making things in bulk and freezing it or that kind of thing, I don't really do that because I don't like eating leftovers. But I do buy rice in bulk, beans, and some other things like that, and I've figured out ways to make it to prep it immediately instead of making bulk amounts. Over the last several years, I've learned many different ways on cooking vegetables that that work for me since I'm a single person. So anyway, having said all that, I guess my point is that there are ways to implement things into your budget that will help save you money, and it's not necessarily increasing your budget. I've kept my budget at the same or less, and decreasing my food budget and decreasing my gas budget has given me wiggle room for things that are going to go up or things that I didn't expect. And there's always a way to do it. Of course, if you're not willing to budge on what you spend for whatever it is that you're seeing an increase in, you are going to be in a tough place. My budget isn't restricted by my income. My budget is set in place so that I can have more money to pay off my what's that over there? Must be my neighbors. Anyway, I'm trying to pay my house off, and in order for me to be able to pay my house off within the next couple of years, I need to save my money. And I think I'm being listened to. Oh, maybe they'll learn something. Anyway, that's all I got for now, and I'll talk to you later. Have a good day.